My name is Ed. I'm in this movie, Special Ed, and I'm not going to see it. Because I want to finish my own diary of the 5 years without making it an answer to John's movie.
He has a disability. He always seeks stimulation.
The word filmmaker and troublemaker are the same thing. If you're not making trouble, you're not making a film.
Blood Relative is about, it's showcasing how India's heroes aren't just in Bollywood, and it's about one man's efforts to get free medical treatment to kids who suffer from a disease called thalassemia.
If you have a 4-column article in the newspaper, and there may be a very small article about some sportsman, everybody has read that, but nobody has read the thalassemia article.
Our film is about Occupy Wall Street, the Occupy Wall Street protesters, and the system that they protest. Yeah, well, the mainstream media did a horrible job covering Occupy, and I think part of the reason is they're not designed to do an in-depth look like documentaries are, and so we use the method of a documentary to really get an in-depth look that you won't find anywhere else. There's been no films at this depth to look at the movement, so if you really are curious about what Occupy was really all about, you got to see the movie.
CUTIE and the Boxer tells the story of Ushio's artistic career and Noriko's sort of rise and escape from the shadow of Ushio's fame and her introduction into the art world.
And the second question about me.
This film, originally I was the main character.
It's the story of Branson, Missouri, a small town in the Midwest that gets a huge tourist population coming in every year. And we followed 4 families there for 5 years. They're people whose lives and families are all built around putting on these shows, but they have the same problems and highs and lows as everybody else.
We're just excited for people in Toronto to see a little piece of America that maybe they may not be familiar with.
The film is about a 13-year-old boy growing up in inner-city Baltimore named Pug, who's gravitating towards an illegal dirt bike squad called the 12 O'Clock Boys.
I'd been through a smaller documentary before, and so I'd sort of experienced the ups and downs emotionally that happens in it, and sort of what are going to be the problem areas of a documentary. So I just kept telling him, like, just stay calm, we've got this.
I was reading, I think, Prospect magazine called you the world's greatest thinker.
There were groupies, but Lawrence and I never saw them.
We know that the people we're talking to are not listening to us. But I think the hope is that people who are listening in the audience, who may be less biased, are going to get something out of it. Otherwise, it is a waste of time.
This film will stimulate people to talk about the issues, to argue, to think critically, and to think perhaps as many people haven't thought before.